Yo, what's up, people? How y'all doing? What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's happening? Tim Black's Wolfpack in the house. Yeah, we are back. One day off. We back. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I got my people on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah. And give a big shout out to my moderators on YouTube. Black Mamba and Buck Bewley. Called him Chuck. Buck Bewley and Black Mamba in the house. What's up, y'all? How's this? Now, what is up? What is up? What is up, Buck? How's the sound, my brother? How's it, Brown? How's it going, Buck? How's it going, Mamba? Black Mamba and Chuck. What is cracking, man? Man, I hope everybody's doing okay tonight, man. Yeah. Hope y'all doing okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hope the mic is good. I made some audio changes. I got a letter from a friend. Sound check is good. Thank you, Malcolm Rex. Thank you, Buck Bewley, thank you. I got dope mic check. There we go. And of course, Buck Bewley coming through. Thank you, Buck. Mamba, 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 Mamba. What's up, Johnsons? Yeah, Captain Agrita, Undisputed Truth. Undisputed Truth. El Sheba, Catherine Davis, Lance Taylor, Ebony, Freddie, D, Waggy, Chris. Yo, what is up? Tobias, what's up, man? Good to see you as always. Scrolling to the top, Erica, Peach, Pachanda, Dubois. Yo, my people, Nigel's in the house. Mickey. What is going on, man? I got my early people, my people that show up and keep it moving. Thank you so much. I got somebody named Jive Turkey. What's up, Jive Turkey? Damn. I'm not the oldest one. I'm not the oldest one at the show tonight. I know that. My brother said Jive Turkey. Jive Turkey. Jive Turkey. Y'all got me with that one. That's a good one, Johnson. That's a good one. Jive Turkey in the house, y'all. El Sheba. I ain't forget you, El Sheba. Elizabeth Luna. Zen Soulful. Did I get Lance? I got Lance. What the hell? Get him twice. First Saba Harvest. DM Walker. And we are scrolling to the top with Irene. Rose. Yo, Jamal, what's up, Jay? There we go. We all the way to the top. That's what I'm talking about, man. Now, let me throw this up. Now, look, guys, the goal tonight, our goal for tonight is 400 likes. I know we can do it. You can do it. I know we can get it done if we want to get it done, because that's who we are. We get big things done. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Tim Black Legacy Mug, available at timblackmug.com. Yeah. Man. So, yeah, man, I want to say what's up to the people in the house, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know, if you're new to the show tonight, let me tell you what's up. Look, I'm your host, Tim Black, and this is a U.S. politics show. We also cover Black culture in breaking news. That's what we do here on the Tim Black Show now. No particular order, and we try to fit that into every show. We want to keep our news fresh. We want to keep it up to date. We want to keep it honest, keep it real, and we like, you know, it's an amazing thing. Like, I have this thing, man, going for me, man. It's called The Truth. I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I just love it. It's the freedom that you get. The freedom that you get, not being beholden, is an amazing thing. I know I got people that watch the show, and I know they hate the fact they can't be as free. You can be. It's a choice. You just gonna have to put them products back. You got to put that Prada back, put the Louboutins back. You know what I'm saying? Might have to go ahead and get you a Ford instead of a Range Rover. I don't know. You might have to make some changes, some adjustments. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing when you get to speak your mind. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, look, guys. I picked out a couple topics. More than a couple. I picked out a few topics that I thought would bring you up to speed on what you've been missing today while you were at work or while you were doing what you were doing. Democrats are losing it. Corruption, gaslighting, and the bureaucracy meltdown. Yeah. A lot is going on, fam. It's going on everywhere. Everywhere, Johnson, everywhere. You know what? I'm going to start this off with a little Good Morning American clip I saw. So let's start it off on a good note, man. ASAP Rocky. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. ASAP Rocky. He's a free man today. He got off. He was already free, but he had to go to court. And he is out and he is free. And he beat his case. And let's check it out.
Now to the verdict in the ASAP Rocky trial. The rapper was found not guilty of firing a gun at a former friend. Eva Pilgrim here with the details. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. ASAP Rocky has said all along that he was innocent, even turning down a plea deal for almost no jail time, going to trial instead. Now a jury finding him not guilty.
We, the jury, the above entitled action, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty.
Overnight, a major legal victory for Grammy-nominated rapper and longtime partner of Rihanna, ASAP Rocky. A jury finding Rocky, whose legal name is Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of all charges stemming from a 2021 shooting involving his former friend and collaborator, ASAP Rocky. The jury taking less than 6 hours to reach their verdict.
This whole experience has been crazy for the past 4 years, but I'm thankful. Nonetheless, I'm thankful, and we're blessed to be here right now, to be a free man talking to y'all. Thank you. All praise due to God.
The courtroom erupting with cheers. Rocky, clearly overcome with emotion, hugging his legal team, and then immediately rushing over to his family, including Rihanna. The entertainment mogul and mother of their 2 young kids has been a constant presence supporting him throughout the 3-week trial. Rihanna posting to Instagram after the verdict, "The glory belongs to God and God alone. Thankful, humbled by his mercy." The Harlem-bred hip-hop star faced up to 24 years behind bars. This morning, his attorneys saying the jury got it right.
I'm just happy the jury came to the right conclusion swiftly.
In a statement to ABC News following the verdict, the district attorney's office saying in part, "We respect the jury's decision and the integrity of our justice system," adding, "Fame does not place anyone above the law, and we will not waver in our pursuit of justice for victims and the community." And you have to remember, in this case, they never confirmed, they never found the gun that was allegedly involved in the shooting. That clearly a question for a lot of these jurors. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Eva.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing stuff right there, man. That's kind of refreshing. You mean a rapper got off without yeah, it looks like the rapper wasn't lying. It was looks like the other rapper was yeah, I don't know, man. Charlamagne over at the Breakfast Club gave the other rapper, the person who was supposed to be the victim, gave him a donkey today because he perjured himself on the stand with some mistruths. Wow, that's a turn, is it? Damn. So I don't know exactly what happened. They say a few years ago there was an altercation with a gun. I don't know if ASAP really was shot or not, but they never found a weapon. And you just heard the verdict. You know what? I'm not even going to go any further than that. What I don't know, I don't need to know. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know about it, maybe I don't need to know this time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this will be one of those times where things worked out the way they were supposed to work out. And maybe ASAP Rocky, regardless of what he said, I heard he's made controversial comments in the past. You know, and I get that, and I understand why some people may not like some of the comments that he's made in the past about Black Americans, from what I hear. Because he's from the islands, so was Rihanna. Tell people, man, just because it's all brown don't mean it's all down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that got nothing to do with if he did this or not, though, right? So he could be a cool dude, or he could not be a cool dude, or whatever. I don't even know the context of the earlier statements, but did he shoot dude? I don't know. Doesn't look like he did. And if he didn't, if they don't have the evidence, he is not guilty. Now, here's the thing. I always tell people, going to court don't mean if you're guilty or not. It just means if you were found guilty. Yeah, there's no real innocence. There's not found guilty. And that's the problem with our court system. And being convicted doesn't mean necessarily that you were guilty. It just means you were found guilty. That's what they came up with. So a lot of people take plea deals, and sometimes they take them even when they're innocent, because the amount of time that's hanging over their head if they don't take the deal is crazy. Okay? So not this case. In this case, if he would have took the deal, he would have got off. So I want people to think about that now. He was looking at a lot less time if he took the deal. The deal was like 3 months probation, something whack, something short. 3 months in, you know, or whatever. I don't know. But the conviction would have been extensive time. And he decided to go to court and not take the plea deal. So, yeah. Like I said, I wasn't there. I wasn't tracking the trial like that. I just want to kind of point these things out to people that are really skeptical, or wherever you sit on the fence on this one. I'm glad to see him not in jail, and there you go. If he didn't do it, they didn't find him guilty, what you gonna do? I don't know. It is what it is. All right, guys. Moving right along from that upbeat story of someone not going to jail, apparently not found guilty. We're gonna jump right to the frying pan, baby. Because I tell you, man, these I don't know what's going on with these Democrats, man. Now, Michael Steele used to be the RNC chair or something, right? He'd have jumped all the way out of the coop into the Coupe de Ville. I don't know where that came from. I can say anything. Sometimes they get me in trouble. I don't even know what I'm saying. Look, he used to be a cheerleader for the Republican Party. Now he's the biggest cheerleader for the Democrats you ever want to see. He right here in Maryland somewhere, but I never bumped into you, Michael Steele. Where you be hanging at, bro? Because I love to interview you and talk to you face to face. And we can chop it up. Michael Steele was talking about how disappointed he is in the Democratic Party. Where you been? Check this out.
Oh, Lord, accurate.
So accurate.
What? But Michael.
Yes.
What are what would you have us do?
I would actually, you know what? I'd just like you to show that you give a damn. That you got a little emotion about the fact that people are losing their jobs indiscriminately. Mm-hmm. That this individual sitting down the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has given absolute power to one man who brings his son into the Oval Office, whose son says to him, "You're not the president. You shouldn't be in that chair." Now, where did he get that from? He got it from his daddy, because that's
really, Michael Steele. Isn't he like 3 or 4? Your argument hinges on the words of a 3-year-old. Literally. You are literally making an argument. You sound very Roland Martin-esque right now. Yeah, that's who I was trying to place his voice. You sound like Roland Martin, man. Is this who you've been tootling under? Is that who you've been rocking with lately? Y'all been playing golf? Jesus Christ. I knew I could smell it. I could smell the less than manly disposition. You know what I'm saying? I could smell the screaming. You know what I'm saying? The screaming demon. The estrogen just floating around all kinds of ways. Yeah, I'm gonna hang my hostility and my gaslighting on the shoulders of a 3-year-old. Because these 3-year-olds said, you probably still believe him in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus too. You gonna scream about that too? What's wrong, man? What's wrong with us, man? No wonder why the Democrats get their asses kicked. What is this guy talking about?
Oval Office, whose son says to him, "You're not the president. You shouldn't be in that chair." Now, where did he get that from? He got it from his daddy, because that's what his daddy thinks of the man who brought him into the Oval Office. So I just like to...
You just put a lot together there. I don't know, did you get a memo or something I didn't get? I mean, I know you guys be coordinating and stuff, and coordinating your talking points, but like, what? Where'd that come from? You know where he got it from. He got it from his... You don't know where he got it from. You don't know. What is he talking about? What is wrong with Michael Steele?
See somebody wake the hell up and get excited about the fact that your country is under assault. They're not at the gate anymore. They're in your bedrooms. They're in your living rooms. They're in your...
Who's in my bedroom? Who's in my living room? Where? Brother, what are you talking about? They're in your bedrooms. They're in your living rooms. Man, this is a gaslighter. Where's your pearls, Michael? You're doing everything except clutch your pearls. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Even.
Businesses, they got your data, dumbass. They got all your stuff. Elon Musk has his tentacles in everything you're doing, not just off of X, but now he's in the Treasury Department. He's in the Labor Department. He's in the Department of Homeland Security. And nobody seems to give a damn. So that's all I want, somebody to show that they care enough to get off their fat ass and...
Hey, Michael, I'll do the cursing here, sir. Bruh, look at this. Look at this guy. Hey, look, I like the fact you're upset. Be upset about shit that helps us. You know what? I never see Michael Steele really get upset about shit that help black people. Oh, he get upset because Democrats ain't being petty enough. Yeah, look at him, fighting mad. He fight mad, he uptight. Look at his neck all tight. Veins popping out his whiskers. All because the Democrats, he say, ain't being petty enough. Believe me, they're petty enough. They are very much petty. When was the last time you saw one of these talking heads from the Democratic Party jump out the gym about something we gave a shit about? You ain't gonna see it. You're not gonna see it. Not gonna do it. He gonna jump out the gym about black people being mass incarcerated, black people going through issues with trying to get bank loans, getting denied. You know, all the civil lawsuits we've had to have against the banks that don't want to give us a mortgage, about the upside down appraisals, the whack ass appraisals. I mean, I could throw a rock and hit an issue that he should be livid about. Him and Simone Sanders every day. What does he save his energy for? He took his Viagra this morning to come out and do what? Stand up about this. You ain't complaining enough about Elon Musk. That's all y'all been doing. Y'all ain't doing no work. Democrats are doing no legislative work except reintroducing reparations. When you can't do, you had no energy for it when you were in power. And now it's your fake attempt to try to keep black people hanging around like puppet dogs. Come on, black people, hang around. Come on, puppet dog. Come on. Come on, puppet dog. I'm going to get your bowl just that now. Give me a second. Michael C. ought to be ashamed of himself.
Say something about it.
But let's be honest, they're going to have to be Republicans who then ultimately...
Oh, the hell with
Republicans.
No, they're not going to do anything. They're the problem.
You mean the party you were with for 20 years, they're not going to do anything? Wow, that's interesting. Why weren't you saying that when you were one?
But from a numbers perspective, my point is, if you actually want any real accountability, it's like you've seen. We had Jeremy Raskin on last weekend. He's talking about sort of this novel legal theory, and he was asked, "Are you willing to bring articles of impeachment yet again to President Trump?" And he said, "You find me 2 or 3 Republicans, and then we actually have a conversation." But
well, that's a ballot box thing. So what's the strategy to get those people who are strip mining our federal bureaucracy, who are stripping away your rights? How do they keep their seat?
It hasn't even been a month.
Thank you.
So we are supposed to wait until the midterm elections. I'm not saying wait till the midterm elections. Well, I guess what I am saying is, and I know they told me I got 30 seconds, but like I used to not be one of those people that were like, people are like, oh, we're not going to have elections in 4 years. I'm like, y'all got to chill out. I am thoroughly concerned about how we survive. And it just makes me think about this movie that I saw.
You're concerned about how we survive? We've been surviving all this damn time. What are you talking about how we survive? Survive what? Oh, layoffs? Welcome to Black World. This is what she talking about, how we survive. Oh, because MSNBC's getting downsized too. I don't know how you survive that. Somehow you still working though, Simone.
The plane a couple months ago, Civil War. It wasn't necessarily great, but I know we gotta go, but in the movie Civil War, like all hell was breaking loose in Washington, D.C. and in places all across the country. And there were people in the middle of the country that were just living their lives like nothing was happening.
Right. That's because it's not affecting them. It's affecting you people in the bubble, the elitist bubble for the most part. And I was serving some federal workers, but for the most part, this is isolated, very much isolated. You know what I'm saying? Especially the shakeups up until this point. Now, we'll see what happens going forward. How many people it impacts. But know this shit be going on all the time that you guys don't talk about. There's something going on every day that concerns Black people as a whole. You don't end up with the low birth rate, the infant mortality rate, the maternal mortality rate. You ain't jumping out the gym about it, and you're a woman. You're a Black woman. When's the last time you jumped out the gym about that? But this, oh my God, federal agencies are being audited? They're being audited for efficiency? Oh no! These guys will show you what they're really about, what's really important to them. It ain't us. It's not working people. You got it wrong. You got it backwards. In the movie Civil War, it's not really applicable. If there's going to be a civil war, folks, I've said this before. If there's going to be a civil war, it'll be a civil war against the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots will storm the castle against the haves. When we are finally fed up with the BS nonsense of the elite class, of the 1%, well, that's your real civil war right there. You know, bump what you heard. It ain't about MAGA. It ain't about progressives. It's about the money. That's what a civil war will be. It ain't Black or white or Latino or Asian or Muslim or Jewish. It ain't trans or straight or bi. It is money. It is the elites. They have it. We don't. And that will be your civil war. And that should have happened 100 years ago. The reason why it's just going to be able to happen now is because of the voices. The voices that are letting the truth be known. See, she got it backwards. The people in the Midwest don't know what's going on in the D.C. or they be upset. Yo, we are upset. We're upset about all the taxes we pay. We're upset about the way things have been running. You are delusional. Former Kamala Harris employee, chief of staff formerly or whatever of Kamala Harris. No, we've been upset. You weren't upset. I think she's almost done, though. Let me hear it.
And I think that is actually where we are. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to continue to just go on about their daily lives as though Rome is not burning.
What is this? This is just pathetic. As if Rome is not burning. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how Black people feel. That's exactly how working class white people feel, exactly how all working class Latinos, Asians, Native Americans feel. Folks, look, I talk to people from all over the spectrum, and they all feel the same way about this system. They feel like they're not heard. They feel like the issues that impact them don't get the right amount of spotlight on them at all. So what's pathetic is how this particular issue with DOGE has a lot of corporate media going crazy. And I'm trying to tell you, most Americans be like, what are you even talking about? DOGE, what is that? But it's everything right now. There are local problems, there are statewide problems that are happening every day that don't get the type of attention that this is getting. And we know why. Because there are people that got their hand in that cookie jar. Their hands were in the cookie jar and they got caught. And they thought that would never happen to them. They never expected roosters might come home to roost. They never counted on it at all, man. It was a foregone conclusion that they get to steal. Steal from the till. They've been on the back line, eating the nuggets as they come out the grease. They've been doing that this whole time. Yes, they have, and they haven't been caught, so they thought it was always going to be sweet. And all of a sudden, here comes Spotlight. Somebody installed cameras. We can see you eat that chicken nugget. We see you, Simone, eat that chicken nugget on the back line. We saw you make that extra Sunday. Whose Sunday? Did you pay for that Sunday? They're getting caught. And I tell you, man, it boggles me, man, because it's like, you would think people that are, when you complain, you look guilty. Yeah, all the complaining the Democrats are doing don't do nothing to make them look more guilty. I mean, that's how it looks to me. Listen to Michael Steele's voice, the octaves this sucker reaches. You sound guilty as hell. Got me wondering if he got a couple checks cut. He ready to jump out the gym. Look at him. Look at how he was. Listen to him here.
Their jobs indiscriminately. That this chair. Now, where did he get that from? The fact that your country is under assault. They're not at the gate anymore. They're in your bedrooms. They're in your living rooms. They're in your businesses.
They're in your bank records. They're in your pocket. They know what you've been doing, Michael Steele. They know you probably got a couple of cuts. I bet you Michael Steele got a couple of nonprofits. Come on now. He was one of the most visible brothers in the RNC for quite a while. What kind of companies you got hooked up there, Michael Steele? I'm just, you know, I'm not saying he does. It just seems like he's a little too animated. Seems a little too pissed off to be clean. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, it just seems a little suspect. I smell guilt. I smell some guilt, Michael Steele. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real. You know what, guys? These people don't get it, man. They don't get it. They do not get it, folks. Put in the comment section what you think about this segment. Does Michael Steele seem like he might have something he might be wanting to hide? Does it seem like maybe he's got personal reasons for being so, I don't know, electrified? I ain't never seen Michael Steele that animated. You know, you wives know. Wives know what happens, right? You talk to your husband like, so who was you talking to out there? Talking to who? Why your voice get so, why your octaves go up? Because, you know, you seem a little paranoid. Oh, not nothing. I was just what you hear? Uh-huh. Had that phone on Bluetooth. All right, check this out, guys. So, here goes something for you. Every time it turns around, the Democrats got a new boogeyman. First it was Trump, and they used Trump for 8 years, 10 years. 10 years constant Trump boogeyman. Now it's Elon Musk and Trump. They say maybe Trump's wearing off a bit. Maybe now we could scare people with Elon Musk. Yeah, let's scare with Elon Musk. And every time I turn around, they're coming up with a new saying. First it was, constitutional crisis. Yeah, constitutional crisis. Here goes the clip. I want you to see how coordinated the mainstream media is. I'm telling you, man, I believe every day they wake up, they open their emails, and they all got the same email. It's the game plan of the Democratic Party. Check this out.
Constitutional crisis. Causing a constitutional is a constitutional crisis.
Close to a constitutional crisis.
Causing a constitutional crisis.
A constitutional crisis.
A constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis. It means whole
Constitutional crisis.
In a constitutional crisis.
constitutional crisis. Constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis.
We have a constitutional crisis.
As a constitutional crisis in this
Constitutional crisis.
This is a constitutional crisis.
This is the most serious constitutional crisis that
This constitutional crisis.
3 weeks later.
If the Democrats fail,
Now they got to do it. Because constitutional crisis, I guess they got old. So they had to switch it up. Now they got a new term that's supposed to be even more scary. This was called the death of our bureaucracy.
it might be the end of American bureaucracy.
Our bureaucracy really is in fundamental peril.
The foundations of American bureaucracy under attack.
They want to destroy our bureaucracy.
We are a bureaucracy in danger.
We're watching an election where people are on the ballot openly advocating the end of bureaucracy.
That's what Republicans are doing, attacking bureaucracy, attempting to destroy bureaucracy, and they're doing it with glee.
This is the end of bureaucracy in America.
When will America stop sleepwalking towards the end of bureaucracy?
Right. It's Democrats versus, as Bill Kristol says, the end of bureaucracy.
We are essentially, as Neil put it, one vote away from sort of the end of bureaucracy as we know it.
I think our bureaucracy and the stability of that bureaucracy is really the thing on the ballot and really so important.
Yeah. Yeah. What a bunch of lames. Yeah, what a bunch of lames. And who even talks like that? I was around a couple brothers last night. You know, I went out to the store, picked up some items. A couple brothers there was talking. Like, yeah, man. And things, man, that really ticked off, man. My brother's like, yeah, me too. Yeah, man, you know, what they doing to my brother, man, is wrong. You know what I'm saying? What they doing is wrong, man. Says, speak on it, brother. Speak, brother. Said, yeah, man, this threat to our bureaucracy, man. Got my head tight. Gotta give me a bottle of wine, man, because this threat to my bureaucracy. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for my bureaucracy. You know what I'm saying? Said, I heard you preach. Said, man, I can't even afford my bureaucracy. They about to repossess my bureaucracy. Trying to keep my bureaucracy together. Yeah, man, see, this is not something that the average person gives a shit about. And the Democrats are so tone deaf, man, they don't realize they're talking a whole nother language that the rest of the country couldn't give a damn about, that we're concerned with things that impact us. That's what normal people do. They don't, listen, they're not sitting around worried about how much red tape is being cut from the government. No, not at all, not at all. They're worried about keeping their bills paid. And you would think they learned something from the last election where they got their butts kicked because they weren't focused on bread and butter issues, things that people really knew about, things that really mattered, things that really touched home, things that impact working families, things that impact you regardless of cuts across the board. I mean, things like food, gas, electricity, regular shit, you would think. But no, they still haven't got it. How many votes do you think they're going to get with this? The threat to bureaucracy. Very little. You know, guys, I don't know. Most people don't know what bureaucracy is. But I could say this. A lot of people know what they don't. Of the people that do know what it is, they don't have a good picture of it. Like, they don't have a very good view of it. They don't feel it's something that helps their lives. In fact, they feel like bureaucracy, which is usually just red tape, it's just the changes you got to go through to get shit done. It's just all the people, it's all the systems that are put in place between you asking for something and you getting it. That's your bureaucracy, or something before you can get it implemented. All the things, everything in the middle that you hate, that you gotta, when they tell you, hey, that's gonna take about 2 months or 18 weeks or whatever the hell it is, that's the bureaucracy, is what took it 18 weeks. Because it could have been done in a week. But the two front end and the back end, that's easy. It's all the smudge, all the sludge in between. So here goes the top 5 things people hate about bureaucracies. One is, like I just said, slow decision making. Yeah, if I ask you something, you should be able to give me an answer. You shouldn't have to go through a tribunal. You shouldn't have to have a quorum to answer a damn question. Hey, you want some pizza? We don't want that. 2, excessive paperwork. Anybody who's ever had to deal with the government knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hell, anything you've ever needed done that's tied to state or federal has excessive amounts of paperwork. 3, lack of flexibility. No matter how urgent it is for you, it's no urgency on their behalf.
Lack of flexibility can be due to several.
Shut up. Lack of flexibility. So to you, it may be a firestorm. Like, you may need help now. Say you are a tornado victim, or a hurricane victim, or a flood victim, or fire victim. You need help right away. But the bureaucracy is what's going to make it take 2 months or 3 years. That's the problem. And it doesn't accelerate because you live outside now. It doesn't accelerate because you only got $500 left. No, it doesn't accelerate because of your circumstance. That's what I mean about lack of flexibility. Number 4, impersonal treatment. Yeah, bureaucracies don't give a damn who you are. If you ain't connected to the top, when things get pushed past the bureaucracy, see, that's where having connections get you. Somebody walks your shit from point A to Z. They just skip the bureaucracy for you. That's called the hookup. Most of us never get it. And the impersonal treatment is what puts it through the system. And last but not least, redundant rules. Once again, anytime you need something done by the U.S. government or the state government, the rules, all the hoops you got to jump through to get it done. Lord have mercy. They got checks and balances on the checks and balances. Unless they sending your money out of the country to help somebody do an ant farm in Bolivia. They want to study the transgender ants in Bolivia if they were interested in mosquitoes. Or what's the larva? Does the larvae, like, what position do they like to be in when they're laying eggs? $300 million for some crazy kooky science experiment. That means nothing in your actual lives. But anything else that gets done something for you, or something done for our communities, something done for us in our neighborhoods, oh my God, there's going to be redundant rules about that. So this talk about bureaucracies, constitutional crisis, all this is just, it's gaslighting. They want us to be running back to the Democratic Party. The constitutional crisis that they're manufacturing is bullshit. You know how I know? Because Trump hasn't been challenged. A judge or a court ruled that it was unconstitutional what he was doing, and then he decided, I'm going to do it anyway. That hasn't happened. It didn't happen during his last term. It hasn't happened during this term. Constitutional crisis means exactly that. Something that goes against the Constitution. I can't tell you what goes against the Constitution. Only the Supreme Court can tell you that. right? The court's got to tell you that. The court has to rule that this action is unconstitutional. If you then do not abide by the court order, that will be constitutional or unconstitutional. So what they're doing has no bearing on reality. What they're saying has no validity because it's impossible. Because the court hasn't ruled it unconstitutional. No matter what you think about what Trump's doing, no matter what you think about it, you can just say it's wrong. You can say you disagree with it. You can say it's haphazard. You can say it's lazy. You can say it's mean. You can say anything. But when you use terms like unconstitutional or constitutional crisis, those words have meanings. That's why they're called words. But hey, why let little thing like truth get in the way of a good gaslighting attempt? The Democrats. So, Michael Steele, I still think we got to take a look at Michael Steele. Take a look at Michael Steele. Speaking of courts, though, a court did come up with something, but it didn't go the way the Democrats wanted it to go. It's about DOGE and what the court ruled.
Need data. They need, sometimes they need social security. Yes, sometimes they do need data. They need, sometimes they need social security numbers to make sure there's not duplicates going on.
Banking information to determine how to cut government. What does that have to do with government?
They have to look at everything. Listen, when your bank account has been breached, you look at everything that's going place. You don't just say keep spending money and say I'll do research later.
Why do you need access to my personal bank account information? That's the problem. Is accessing people's personal information, and we don't know anything about Elon Musk.
We do. He's received security clearance for his contracts he's received. I mean, let's be clear. Elon has passed extensive security background checks because he's gotten these agreements during the Obama administration, during the Biden administration. So it's a lie to say Elon has not been vetted. He has been vetted by the FBI. He has been vetted by this government, or he would have never received those contracts. So I get that's a talking point that you want to confuse the American people on that. But the reality is he does have all these clearances, so he does have these access. The question becomes is why is the deep state sort of fighting this resistance of what President Trump was elected to do? Elon is a tool and a weapon to what President Trump wants to do, and he wants.
Hey man, low key, he just cooked her ass. Damn, sister, you just got cooked. Jesus Christ! You got any barbecue sauce? Any hot sauce? Maybe Hillary's got some in her purse. This sister got cooked. That was wrong, man. Put on live TV. Rewind what he just said, because you hear this all the time, man. They be talking like Elon just came out the liquor store. Like he's some guy off the street who just came out the liquor store. You know how many government contracts Elon Musk has had with the federal government? He got contracts under Obama, contracts under Biden. Now he's getting contracts under Trump. And people, because they don't like him, they act like he just popped up yesterday. Hey, my name is Lenny. I just want to know, can I look through your social security number? Hey, what's up, baby? Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing, Jack. Know what I'm saying? How we do. Call me Elon, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get down, baby. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but a thing. That thing but a chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, any day on top of the ground is a good day, baby. You know what I'm saying? Keep it fly. Keep it fly. Give it to me, baby. Woo! Act like Elon. I know you're African American, but come on now. Come on. That's how they treat Elon, man. You ain't gotta like the dude, but stop with the he an unknown entity. He got security clearances. He a known entity. Look, Elon Musk was a Democrat until last week. Well, last year. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Biden and Obama gave him contracts. What are we doing here? She wasn't ready though. I feel bad for her, man. She got cooked. Back to the cooking one more time, Johnson.
That's a talking point that you want to confuse security background checks because he's gotten these agreements during the for his contracts is received. I mean, let's be clear. Elon has passed extensive security background checks because he's gotten these agreements during the Obama administration, during the Biden administration. So it's a lie to say Elon has not been vetted. He has been vetted by the FBI. He has been vetted by this government, or he would have never received those contracts. So I get that's a talking point that you want to confuse the American people on that. But the reality is he does have all these clearances, so he does have these access. The question becomes is why is the deep state sort of fighting this resistance of what President Trump was elected to do? Elon is a tool and a weapon to what President Trump wants to do, and he wants to shrink the size of government. And he's told people that he's going to shrink it. He got elected on this purpose. And you need data to make those decisions.
But I don't think you need people's personal data. That's the line we have to draw at some point.
Listen,
is that this is a man who's going in not just from Treasury
that other federal employees that access have. So he's not treated specially.
But the intent is not to. Those federal employees have access not with the intent of cutting government waste.
So your criticism
There's
is he should not have that data because he's going to because he wants to cut government.
No, because he has access to it, and we don't know what he's doing with the information. Trump can't even tell us what he's doing with it.
Every employee at that level has the same access that Elon has. It's not special access.
Let me get Elliot back into this.
Yeah, man, this is this is crazy, Johnson. You know, I'm wondering, I had a document. Where's that document? Because people, let me see something. I had a document. I want to show people because I got a grid, right? I got a grid document here. Maybe it was in the, let's see here. Was it here? Federal data. Let me see something. Is it here? Did I have it in this one? Let's see. Because what I did is I looked and
sometimes they need data.
Well, this is the actual, that is a clip. Yeah, it's federal data. Okay. All right, so let me put it up this way, guys. I have a document I want you to take a look at. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It is let me see if I got it. 1 second, guys. Because they're talking about the access, right? Everyone's talking about the access that Elon Musk has. Here we go. And I think this is a document. Hold tight, guys. So as we hear them talk about this, right? Where is it? Bastard. Damn. Okay, so there's a number of employees with certain access. Damn. Why'd that go? Why'd they go away? So we got IRS agents being laid off. Here we go. This is it. Now I'm hoping we can get this. Let's do a copy here. And anybody can get this. I'm gonna share this link for anybody who wants to check it out. And I'm wondering, how can I share this? Let's go here. Published. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. So now that that's there, let's see if we can pull this up. If we do a share screen, and if I go here, and I didn't notice until today. That's it. Got it. Okay, guys. Sorry to make you wait, but it's important to see it for yourself. Okay, so just saying it's not going to do it. Let's try this. I'm hoping you guys can see the document. See that document there? Okay, here we go. So there's a pyramid here, and depending on how big your device is, you can see this pretty well. Hopefully you can see it big enough. Okay, so U.S. security clearance levels and access. Folks, I was a government contractor for a long time, right? And I had a certain level of I had a secret access. For some things I had confidential because I was in technology. I was in IT, right? So There are 4.2 million total clearances in the United States. 4.2 million. When these people are talking about the access level that Elon Musk has, that's about the access level that he has. The same level that about over 4 million people have currently. Yeah, he's not able to go through and look at your personal information and scrub through. In fact, there are also key requirements. Need to know, system authorization, regular auditing, and specific training. Right? So 2.9 million people have secret access. Confidential is the lowest access, but still requires a certain amount of access to get that. These are government-issued clearances, U.S. security clearances that have been issued. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when they're talking about Elon Musk and the access he has, no one brings up the numbers of people that have that same access, and there are it's many people. Okay, so it's basically like this. The reason why they're making a big deal about Elon Musk and his team having access is because it's Elon Musk and his team. There are people with access to your documentation right now. They have no reason to really look at it, right? It's there. It's files. It's, as far as individuals, right? You may pop up on a list of something, but does that mean people are going through and reading all your information? Probably not. What purpose? Why would they do that? You know how many people there are in the country? So just having access to the file, just having access to that information, those files, it's a groundswell of files. It's a groundswell of data. It's a data block. And once again, there are all types of employees that already have it. All types of contractors, all types of federal workers already have access to it. The only reason why the Democrats are upset is that it's Elon Musk, and they gotta make a stink about it, because that's their job. To gaslight you is if somebody is going through your underwear drawer, like somebody's coming in, like Michael Steele using words like they're in your bedroom, they're in your living room, they're going through your personal items. What is you talking about? That's not what this is about. So anyway, just wanted to clarify, because so many people have been using that type of language. It just sounds crazy. Here's the deal, man. This is what I think is horrific about all of this. It's stuff like this that they leave out when they're reporting on it. And once again, I'm not saying that this is great. I'm not saying that what is happening with firings or layoffs, because somebody wrote me about this. I'm not saying it's great that people are getting laid off. But I do think it's important to make things efficient. They should make things more efficient. That should be the job that they were doing to begin with. All businesses should be run efficiently. So should the federal government. So should the state government. Particularly when it's your money, our money. Why would we not want it to run efficiently? But check this out.
Inspector General audit. There was an Inspector General audit last year that showed over an 8-year period, the Social Security Administration made almost $72 billion in improper payments, a little less than 1% of payments in that time period. Now, the report also says that most of these improper payments were overpayments, not payments to deceased people or people who didn't qualify to receive these payments. At the same time, Jose, this effort by DOGE is to go through this agency like every other and try to weed out waste and fraud.
Yeah, I mean, and also $72 billion, and that's without a comprehensive search. I mean, that's significant.
Yeah, it is significant. That's crazy. I mean, that's stupid crazy. How do you explain that away? $72 billion gone, unaccounted for, paid out, and it shouldn't have been paid out. Don't get me wrong, man. I guess if you ended up with double your money for whatever crazy reason, I'm pretty sure you did something good with it. Yeah, I guess, but that's not how the system's supposed to work. And if they're talking about all the time how Social Security may have to go away, it's in threat because it's going to be insolvent, it won't pay for itself. Well, maybe part of the reason it won't pay for itself is that you got all this bloat in the system, and that's what's really jeopardizing the solvency or the ability for it to stay stable. If you're messing around and you're sending people checks to the deceased, like what's really going on? What's really happening? I don't know what's going on. But that's a lot of money, Johnson. That's it. Like, and that was an internal audit. Okay, the organization that actually did this was the ODI, I think it's called, the Office of Inspector General. So it's the SSA, which is the Social Security Administration. So this was an internal audit of itself. Just imagine what an audit done by a non-internal entity might turn up. Yeah. Like some numbers turned up when you look. I wonder what it turned up if somebody else looked. Probably a lot more, right? Probably. Crazy, Johnson. So look, this is at DOGE. This was done by the Social Security Administration, okay? This is something they did last year. This is 2023 numbers. So no one complained. No one complained when Social Security Administration found out that they were doing this. And they're just now putting this information out. I didn't even know about this. Did you know about this? I didn't know about it. Wonder why they get publicized. Wow. Okay, so I saw this clip. This is I heard people talk about this, and I was like, wow, maybe this makes sense. And it's the idea that the money that they're getting back, the money that's being pulled back from bloat, from misappropriation, and all other type of crazy nonsense, Trump is talking about sending that money to American citizens. See, this is why the Democrats can't beat Trump. They won't throw the people a bone. You know, they don't want to throw the people a bone. Trump knows how to throw people a bone. And I don't know if he's going to do this, but it sounds good to the ear. Check it out.
Even under consideration, a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt.
Now, when I first heard this, I was like, well, where's he going to send us? $50? You know those class action lawsuits you always get bugged with? You get an email, hey, you know, you're eligible for a class action lawsuit. You fill out something online, maybe a year or two later, you get a check for $2 or something. Ooh, look at me. You know, no big deal. But this turns out this is going to be a lot more than $2 if this happens. I read an estimate that it was around $5,000 per U.S. citizen. Folks, now, hey, that's what I read. And that's not the entire amount, because we're talking about a couple trillion dollars being pulled back. So a couple $1 trillion, you do the math. That's a lot of money. Broken up into every citizen. You have to be a tax-paying citizen. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen, but doesn't this sound good? Doesn't this sound like a plan you can get behind? Yeah, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be honest. If Donald Trump sent every tax-paying citizen a $5,000 check, he might get a third term. Yeah. I can see people voting for him a third time. I can see them storming the Capitol for real, for real. Hey, what was that Biden promised the Democrats? What was the Democrats promising? If you voted for Ossoff and Warnock, who ain't did shit since they went in, Warnock coming giving those boring-ass speeches, I am no ways tired. The Democrat Party is the party that makes everybody want to party. John Ossoff, I don't know what he's doing. He on coke benders. I haven't seen this guy. What's he doing? Ossoff has been gone off. Where's he at? What was that plan? Are we going to give you $600 or some shit? I don't know what it was. Something they lied about. You know, Biden and them lied to get this. We need to do this because it's the midterms and we need to get you to come out and do this. And if you do this, we're going to cut you another stimulus. Then when they cut the stimulus, it was less than half of what they promised. Everybody act like it was the right amount. Everybody just... This ain't what we talked about, JoJo. Yo, Biden. Say what we talked about, Sparkles. Trump coming here talking about $5,000. $5,000 of money. That's our money. Because the money that was paid out was U.S. citizens' money. All of a sudden, I don't want to hear you talk about the MMT. MMT ain't never done nothing for me. Oh, Tim, you know, it's just money in a spreadsheet. It's just modern monetary theory. Tim, come on, it's not real money. We don't really pay for anything. It's really just them making up stuff in a spreadsheet. You know what? This in the U.S. going to mess up my $5,000. See, Trump knows how to hit you in the pocket. All the Democrats do is hit you below the belt. Big difference. All right, guys, give it up for that. That's pretty good. Now, now would be a good time to hit the like button. Make sure the algorithm knows that we're doing this show here. The Tim Black Show, where we say things that you don't often hear in corporate media. And hopefully the algorithm will see that you like the show. You share the show out. If you're on X, share the content. You know what I'm saying? Let people know you're watching the show tonight here, live at the Tim Black Show. Also, don't forget two things. Go to jointimblack.com to become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Go to jointimblack.com. Okay. Also, my website is timblacktv.com. Pick up your own legacy mug, Politics for the People, at timblackmug.com. All right. Now, where is my clip? I got a couple clips. I got two things. I got two more stories I want to get to. And one of them, I'm going to go with the IRS first, okay? Let's do the IRS, okay? Now, look, I'm not somebody that's advocating for people to lose their jobs. I know how hard it is to find a job. At least I do with call. All I know is I work a lot harder now than I did then, because now I work all the damn time. I'll never get a deal, but that's not about me. Stop, Tim. Once again, I'm never happy about people losing their jobs. I'm not a person that gets any joy out of seeing people unemployed. My thing would be start at the top. Get the people at the top first. Start above. Instead, they're starting with probationary workers at the IRS. The IRS plans to terminate approximately 6,700 employees starting tomorrow. The affected employees are primarily those on probationary periods, recent hires, some long-time federal workers, staff across various divisions, including large business and international division, in research, applied analytics, and statistics division. Employees across all 50 states, including recent graduates, veterans, and specialized auditors. So how are they going to do this, man? So we see here what's going to impact. And that's, like I said, this is not something to be, if it was you or I, we'd be upset about it. So I understand people are upset. How do they plan on doing this? How are they going to implement these layoffs? It says here, employees got to report to the office on Thursday with all government equipment, IDs, and documents. Managers are being called to assist with separations, even for employees they don't directly supervise. So managers got to come in and fire people they don't even work for. That's got to be tough. Directly supervised. IRS has created an internal portal for workforce updates. I remember this. I've been a part of layoffs. I know about the portals, the pre-separation, post-separation, the whole 9 yards. I feel for you. So the portal provides resources including information on employees' rights and obligations, access to personnel folders, retirement account creation platform, and unemployment options. So, as bad as the news is, as horrible as it is, I want to know, how do they communicate this to employees? You know, this sounds like a situation that could cause a lot of friction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could cause people to kind of wig out. You know what I mean? It could cause unrest in the country. I could cause unrest in your former office space. So anyway, when it comes to communication, here's what they say. Employees receive notice Wednesday afternoon. It's not being handled well. Initial emails do not explicitly mention termination. Oh, they're going to surprise people. Not good. Not good. Some supervisors provided more direct confirmation. Okay, so they left it up to supervisors if they want to give you the real bad news. Like I said, folks, I'm not cheering for this. It's not a beautiful thing at all. It's not something to take lightly. It can happen to anybody. It has happened to many people. But here's the thing. Like I said, somebody wrote me, they were upset. They said, Tim, you know, these people are losing their jobs. A lot of black people losing jobs. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you telling me like I got something to do with it? I'm not cheering for people to get fired. What should we do? What, I'm not expressing that I don't think it's right for people to lose their jobs? Hey, it's the federal government. It's the most safe jobs there ever been. I've been a part of workforces that didn't have those types of protections. I was a contractor. Do you know if they do to contractors? Contractors don't even got to tell you why they letting you go. They don't even got to talk to your ass. You just wake up one day and your contract company says, oh, don't go to work today. That's it. That's your separation. So, you know, and you got no benefits to begin with. Most contractors have no benefits to begin with. You know, if you're an I-99 contractor, for instance. So, like, I get it. I get it more than you get it. If you haven't been a contractor, you don't know what it's like. All right? But I get it. If you are a federal employee, you ain't used to that life, and now you got to deal with it, that's some tough stuff. They need to have they need to provide people with therapy. They need to make it available for people to seek help. Right? Because with Trump, what you do not want is to be blamed for whatever happens due to people not reacting well to this. I've been seeing people post content showing all the people that are fleeing D.C. because of D.C. is a hub for federal work. And people are selling their homes. People are rolling out. You know, it would be a publicity nightmare if this turns bad. And it is a nightmare for somebody. Believe it or not, this is a nightmare for some people. There are people that are caught very much flat-footed with all of this. And Donald Trump, you would think that he might want to make this be a little bit more softer in the way that they handle this. They've been wasting all this money on other things. Waste a little bit of money on making people get a smoother landing because, you know, I say give them all a good severance package. Why not? Yeah, I say it. Get the people a severance package, a nice, comfortable severance package for the people that are leaving. The people that are being terminated should have a good severance package. That way, it'll blunt the impact of what's going to happen. And I think it's good business. Hey, I gotta say it. Less money for us. Don't dangle the carrot in front of us for how it's possible for us to get $5,000. You know, if we live near some of these people when they wig out because they lost everything, they don't know how they're gonna pay their bills. We got some households where both the husband and wife, or both guardians, or both adults, or both partners work for the federal government. So what happens when that's the scenario? When mom and dad, and they have kids, and they got a mortgage and car notes and credit card bills, and now they have no jobs. Yeah. I guess my person writing was correct. It's easy to get cynical when you watch so much bad things happen. When you start looking at it this way, this could get serious quick. I think that Donald Trump, not that this impacts, like, not that my words have anything, like, you know, not that we can control any of this. We control none of this. All we can do is react to it. All we can do is try to deal with it, right? It's beyond us. But I would hope that somebody out there is thinking big picture. All the bump that you will get as a party, the Republican Party, for what Donald Trump's doing. Also bear in mind, if something goes bad, if somebody acts out of context, if people are gaslit into doing actions that are dangerous to others behind this, all of a sudden your idea of being more efficient becomes deadly. But I also want to point out this, because I noticed not many people, you know, we're all guilty of this. I was guilty not looking at the federal workers and really thinking it all through, like, you know, all the ramifications, you know, not taking the time to walk through it. So I want to thank the person that wrote me that. You know, I appreciate you. Let me add this, though. Over the years, there's been a lot of jobs that have gone away. We tend to only care about what we know about. We tend to care more about things we know. I mean, how could you care about things you don't know? How can I say this? There have been people that have been laid off in other fields of work, and no one said anything. It didn't get the requisite amount of publicity. Tim Black did not do a whole portion of a segment talking about it. And their lives matter too. For instance,
give us an update. Have you been able to marry? It's now April. Give us an update. Have you been able to find a job?
Not with the pipeline or any other thing right now, especially with the green energy projects he talked about.
I've looked for them green jobs and they're not there, and that's the reason I started a trucking company, is because there are no green jobs there. I mean, I'll look him dead in his eyes and tell him.
I lost probably 60 to 80 grand not being able to go on that job. I mean, that's my livelihood. If I'm not off working, I'm barely scraping by. I got 2 kids I'm having to support. What am I supposed to do there?
Without working, we lose insurance, income.
My whole family's unemployed. Your whole family? My whole family. So what is everybody going to do?
We don't know. We'll lose everything we have that we've worked our entire lives for.
Tell me a little bit about Bald Knob, Arkansas. They call it the pipeliner capital of the world. We're looking at a lot of out-of-work pipeliners right now. So what's the mood in this town right now?
It's terrible. It's terrible. You can usually this time of year you drive around, you don't see any welding rigs around, and they're everywhere now.
So all of these people should be in another state working on the pipeline, and they're here.
They're all unemployment if you're lucky enough.
Yeah, well, we I remember when the Keystone Pipeline was an issue. I remember saying, hey, man, it's an environmental issue. We got to be concerned about the environment. It's a time I wasn't thinking about the workers. I wasn't thinking about all the workers that would be impacted. You know, a lot of policies work that way. A lot of changes. A lot of things you might fight for, things you agree with, things you disagree with, depending on where you come up at. There are always people on either side of that who are impacted by it, you know? It's real easy to not focus on it because you're so busy focusing on the side of the equation that you're on. But yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I remember the environmental people were jumping up and down, happy. Hey, we stopped this pipeline, we stopped that pipeline. And never once considered all the people that were counting on that pipeline in order to sustain their own families. So, you know, when we look at what's happening with the IRS, though it's difficult for me to have much sympathy for the IRS, considering what the IRS does. I mean, I never felt comfortable with just jacking us for our money like it does. But those are families. Those are people trying to make a living. Same thing even goes for other agencies. I don't know. I just think it's a hard thing to do, but you got to put yourself in the shoes of other people. And it takes taking the time out and really looking at what their issues are and what's really going on. It's not just the IRS workers. It's not just the federal workers and other agencies that we're talking about. It's also all the other industries that are impacted. It's all the other people that have lost jobs. So yeah, I appreciate you writing me about the federal workers. No one wrote me about these guys. And their jobs count too. Or they used to when they had them. All right, guys, give it up for that, please. You know, I don't know what it is with the Democrats, man. On these issues like this, it seems like they can't, like what I just did here, it's kind of basic. I know it doesn't save anybody by me doing it, but I hope it gives people something to think about. Because it's real talk, right? Chris Saliza, CNN guy, right? Chris Saliza said something. He had a segment, and it really made me think about what the Democrats are doing. Okay? Let him bring it out for you. Chris Saliza, CNN, he talks about the dumb strategy that the Democrats have.
Jamie Raskin earlier. He represents, just outside of D.C., Montgomery County in Maryland. Fine. There's a lot of federal workers who live there. That's fine for him, although that chant probably needs work. But the average person who doesn't live in and around Washington has no idea what these things are and why you wouldn't want to cut some of the waste from them. And so, no, again, you and I have talked about this on air and off air, and I think it's really important because I think it's a fundamental fact of how Democrats are positioning themselves, whether intentionally or unintentionally. They just have a blind spot with Trump. No idea he proposes can be even a good idea. Again, if it was proposed by James P. Public, Republican president, they'd be like, okay, well, maybe. But because it is him and because the loathing is so, and it is, I use that word advisedly, but they hate him.
Right.
Every idea is a bad idea. And I just think it leads to some poor strategic conclusions if your goal is, as Democrats' goal should be, getting some power back. Because they're out of power at every single level at the state and federal government.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure that's their goal. I don't know what it is. They toned up talking about bureaucracies and constitutional crises and crises. And I don't know. Is their goal really to get back in power? I really don't know what they're trying to do. But I get it what he's saying. It makes sense. It's like, you know, some of the ideas that Trump has, they're not just ideas Trump has, they're ideas America has. And when you shit on those ideas, it's because Trump had them. You're not just taking a dump on Trump, you're taking a dump on everybody who has a similar idea. And that is some of the people that voted for you. I used to do a segment last night, or a couple of days ago, where I was showing how Democrats that switched from Biden to Trump, a lot of them didn't think they made the wrong choice. That's because Democrats have been wrong on policy a lot. And the policies at the end of the day, a lot of people vote policy. Not everybody goes vote blue anywho. There are some Americans with enough sense that they'll say, how does this policy impact me? How does this help me raise my kids? How does it help me pay my bills? How will it make my life better or worse? And then they make the decision. That's how they determine who they vote for. It's the people that automatically, like robots, run out and vote Democrat that I got a problem with. And we can just get to a point where more Black Americans voted based on what the policies were, we'd be in a much better place. Then Democrats will have to have better policies. They don't have to, I think the Democrats think they don't need better policies or policies that are more favorable that more people like because they think they got a captive audience who are voting on other things, like scare of whitey, fear of white supremacy, fear of transgenderism, fear of Islamophobia, fear of xenophobia, fear of transphobia. You got these people. Are you seeing through it yet? You might not like Trump's stances, but Trump's stances are stances based on policies that his people want. Democrat policies are not. Democrats, for the most part, want you to vote for them based on that guy's immoral. That guy is racist. That guy doesn't like you. That guy hates women. That guy hates Black people. That guy hates insert name or whatever group you are. Okay? That's their entire party platform. Then they wonder why they lost? That's a loser recipe, I would think. Well, it is now. Yeah, things have changed since Obama. I think the tide has turned. The demonization of Donald Trump, they got him out of office at one time. I don't know. We see it didn't hold up for the second time. Will this be a consistent change in the way things are decided at the ballot box or here on out? I don't know. We're going to have to stick around and see. God willing, we'll be here to see it, but I'm just saying, it's just, I believe intuitively, reflexively, people vote Democrat for reasons that don't have much to do with policy. It has to do more with peer pressure. It has to do with being canceled. Has more to do with emotions, not a lot to do with where's the money going. What about the investment? How's this going to impact us? How's it going to make me feel based on what this commentator says, based upon this speech Joe Biden gave about America's soaring heel shit. Meanwhile, you got Donald Trump talking about, hey, we're going to pull back $2 trillion that's being wasted, and we're going to catch you a check. And for the record, because we had a lot of dummies during the election, I think people are going to vote for Donald Trump because he gave out stimulus checks. You know what? A lot of white people voted for Donald Trump. Why did they vote for him? You don't think there's some white folks that voted for Donald Trump? Because he cut a couple checks? Damn. Once again, he cut more checks, more people to vote for him. Instead of looking at the economic condition of the people that you say react to getting checks, instead of looking at that and realizing the system has to be garbage, if people are going to make a 4-year decision, maybe an 8-year decision based on a $600, a $1,500, a $1,200 check, instead of you looking at that, instead you look at what? You make it a lack of sound judgment on behalf of the person. Like they don't know what they're doing. But see, if you looked at it objectively and said, what does that say about the people? Like, where are they at financially that a $600 to $1,200 stimulus check means that much to them? If you did that, you'd have to admit that under Biden, they weren't doing so good. See, when the D.L. Hughley's and all these other people were jumping out the gym, complaining that black people weren't staying at home with the Democrats, that they were being fooled by Trump, they were doing some fooling themselves. They were fooling themselves into believing they were on the side of right when they weren't. And they weren't being honest. Yeah, anybody that decides they're going to pick a president based on $600 or $1,200 check, one-time check, that says something, right? That says they needed that money. They should have needed the money. They should have been doing so well under Biden's administration that things were going well, that money would not make or break them. But the opposite was true. Now, if you multiply that check by 5, yeah, I don't know. Just something to think about. That's all. We're just talking. We're just talking. I just think the Democrats get way too much mileage on hot air, rhetoric, and bullshit. All right, my last clip, right? We got one more story to go. And I don't know what the clip is, so maybe I'm not supposed to play the clip, you know? Maybe I'm not supposed to play it. It's a clip of AOC and Jon Stewart. And I don't know if Comedy Central lets you play their clips anyway. Probably don't. So maybe I'm being saved for myself. So AOC and Jon Stewart were having a conversation. And I don't know. AOC brought up some issues she had with the Democratic Party. And the issue was insider trading. And John was delighted. He lit up like a Christmas tree. She was happy. They both were happy. They had an issue that they could sink their teeth into and that they could punch the Democrats on. That was insider trading and how wrong it is and how it doesn't make sense. There's no law against it. And they got to fix it. I don't know, man. Yeah, of course. I don't think it's right that Congress members can buy and trade stocks of companies that they can legislate against or for, or get insider information by knowing what's coming down the pike. Yeah, that's called cheating. That's what that would be. That's called an FCC violation. I mean, that's what will happen to us. They don't work for the company, but they have access to certain information that the layperson doesn't have. In fact, I saw an app that even tracks what the trades are of the Congress people. So it's not like people don't know that they're doing insider trading. It's become an industry to follow Congress people as they trade in order to make money behind their getting inside information. It's a whole industry. It's like, wow, a cottage industry. Check it out. This has been going on for a long time, right? And some of the worst purveyors of this, like Nancy Pelosi, have been doing it for years. But now they say they got a legislation. It's the Stock Act. Okay, so insider trading allegations in Congress, they stir controversy with lawmakers accused of using their access to non-public information to profit in the stock market. The 2012 Stock Act aimed to curb this, banning the 2012 Stock Act. That's the name of it. It was supposed to stop it, but didn't do anything. It was supposed to stop trading and requiring trade disclosures within 45 days. But the enforcement was weak. So what good is an act if no one's upholding it? The law doesn't prevent trading or knowledge gained through legislative work, making it technically legal as long as it's reported, which I don't understand. So it's okay to use your inside information as long as you tell people, I'm using my inside information. You got to report it. So anyway, we know about Nancy Pelosi. Her husband's well-timed stock trades with NVIDIA and Google raised eyebrows, netting millions of dollars. The Stock Act, this is why it's legal. The Stock Act doesn't ban trading outright, and Congress has resisted stricter forms. Polls show Americans are overwhelmingly against insider trading and against Congress being able to perform insider trading. In fact, 86% of a university survey, University of Maryland, a survey there found 86% favor banning Congress from trading individual stocks. And that's bipartisan support. In fact, this is probably one of the only issues that Democrats and Republicans are tied neck and neck for supporting. 87% of Republicans support it, and 88% of Democrats support it. And still it can't get done. Now look, here's my thing, right? And this is why, even though it was a nice segment, and I didn't watch the whole thing, I watched the clip. I watched the clip of AOC and Jon Stewart talking about it. AOC was on Jon Stewart's podcast or whatever. I'm always suspect when I got AOC and anybody laughing. Well, AOC and Jon Stewart laughing about this, and it was a little bit too giddy for me. Yeah, but I couldn't help but think, this is low-hanging fruit. Yeah, like the criticism is, how can I say this? I just don't think anybody really gives a shit. Like, I know they give a shit, but if this was actually going to do something, if Jon Stewart and AOC complaining about this was going to do something, they wouldn't say it. Yeah, they wouldn't do it. Look, AOC would not be on this podcast talking about stopping insider trading in Congress if it was detrimental for her to say it. And if it's not detrimental for you to say it, then what good is it? Does that make sense? I think things that are risky are things that need to be done. The less amount of risk that's involved, the less need there is for it. You know? As the congressperson, AOC a congressperson, who's looking at 2028 and licking her chops, what if she should run? If she is that hesitant to go after this issue, how important an issue is it? Will people vote her in or out? Will she lose appointments? I doubt it. Like, how dangerous is it? I'm serious, guys. Like, I know I'm going to have people that are cynical on Tim. You don't like nothing. Nah, it's just that I wasn't born yesterday. If this was a dangerous segment, if what they were saying was actually going to be damning to the Democrats or to the Republicans, would AOC be saying it? I mean, maybe you say it now that Nancy Pelosi's all but retired. I mean, not in person, but, you know, for all intents and purposes, she's a ghost. So now you want to say it. But when you said it 4 years ago, it's been going on since before then. All I'm saying is, I don't like the fake tough guy shit. I don't like the fake, I'm riding for the people. I don't like the fake ride for the people. It's better to just be quiet. If you're not going to really go in with both guns blazing, if you ain't really going in to knock their heads off, then what are you talking about? If you ain't going in to do some real damage, what are we doing? We're doing propaganda. We're doing theatrics. That's what we're doing. And I'm not moved by it. I'm not impressed with it. And don't get me wrong, Jon Stewart said some other stuff. I like the thing with the burn pits and the vets, and I applaud Jon Stewart for that. And Jon Stewart is one of the more gutsier commentators in America that has a platform. Big platform in mainstream. Okay? But the fact he did this episode with AOC, and they both act like they were surprised. And look what we found. Yo, look at this. Yeah, girl, you go. Talk about it. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem true. It does seem like it has all that much bite. I mean, if it really had bite, AOC wouldn't be pushing it. That's my opinion, man. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Yeah, I have little faith in my Congress people. That's all I'm saying. Very little, very, very little faith. You know, it may be paranoia, but I think it's rooted in reality. I just don't think these people are standing up for us all that much. Yeah. If you wait on Congress to stand up for you, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. You'll die waiting. Like that meme of the woman waiting on the right guy to come along, and she's a skeleton on a bench. That'll be you. If you wait for Congress to do right by its voters. All right, guys. Let's go to comments, man. Who's in the house, man? What a night, what a night, what a night. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Black Mamba came through. Thank you, Black Mamba, for coming through. I appreciate you. Megs came through once again. Trust No Party with a super sticker. Thank you as well. And Intricately Tangled. Just thanks for all you do. Well, thank you, Intricately Tangled. I appreciate you. Yeah. Hope that makes sense, guys. Let me know what you think. I think we had a good show tonight. You know? Hope it was thoughtful, but I hope it had some bite to it. And I hope it made some sense. Let me know. Look, guys, as much crap as I give people that write me that don't use word breaks and tell me how to do my show, you guys are important. It's important. I complain, I talk smack, but if you got something important to say, if you want to let me know about it, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's important. And I'm not going to put, don't worry, I never divulge who you are. I will never expose anybody. Yeah, that ain't what I do. So you can email me at tim@timblacktv.com with your tips and scoops and your ideas at tim@timblacktv.com. I'll see you soon. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread and keep it. If you're in the DMV, be careful out there. It's slippery. Real talk. We had snow today. To my moderators, Buck Bewley and Black Mamba, thank you for what you do. To the Tim Black Wolfpack, thank you all. Big shout out to the Tim Black VIPs. My VIPs are the best, man. Give it up for those folks. What else? Oh, that's right. Where are my ladies? There they go.